Hi everybody, this is Amma LightWorker coming to you in this Sunday with a live streaming to do a live Akashic reading for each and every sign of the Zodiac. I'm not going to start right away. I'm going to give a chance to everybody to log in, open your account, because I know that recently YouTube has had some problems with the notification bar. Not everybody is being notified, or the notifications are a little bit delayed. And in the meantime, I'm going to check to see if everybody can see me and hear me well. Let me see what is going on. Give me one moment. And if you hear noise in the background, I apologize about that. I am doing live streaming from my house, and I do live in an apartment building, and the neighbors can be very loud sometimes. Unfortunately, you have been there yourself. You know that this situation could happen. Okay. All right, I see comments. Abstract Wellness, Christina, Crystal, Anagil. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hi from Canada, Maria. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Amma LightWorker, and I do predictions for each and every sign of the zodiac. Sometimes I do use the tarot cards, and I do use the tarot cards to do the monthly predictions. And toward the mid-month, I always try to do a live Akashic reading for each and every sign of the zodiac. Again, my apologies if you hear noise. I tried to do something to the computer, but it was still picking up the noise. It's not coming from my house. It's just the people next door. To do an Akashic reading, that means that I have to say a special prayer at the beginning of the process, and then at the end of the process, I have to say another special prayer. And working with the Akashic Records, that means that you are protected from any information that could be harmful to you. If the records must absolutely let you know something, but at the same time that could be harmful to you, they're going to put it in a different perspective that is not harmful to you. So this way you are protected, but I am also protected. So I'm going to focus to get as much information as I can for my subscribers. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. For those of you who like to contact me personally for a reading, my email is ammalightworker@gmail.com, and my website, ammalightworker.com. All of that information should be linked down here somewhere. With that being said, allow me to start with a special prayer so I can open your records. Okay, again, I apologize to everybody. There's a lot of noise. Again, it's not coming from me. There's nothing I can do about that. I kept postponing making this video today. I could have done it much earlier, but I kept postponing for this very reason. They never stopped. They never seem to shut up. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. Now, with that being said, let us focus on this reading today. I am going to start with the special prayer. So, okay, take a deep breath and bear with me. And so, we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know all the signs of the zodiac in the light of the Akashic Records, to see all the signs of the zodiac through the eyes of the Lord of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of all the signs of the zodiac have for them. The records are now open. And please, to all of the signs of the zodiac, I'm going to give to all of you your personal messages for your sign, but also at the very end, I'm going to give you more messages that are for all of you. They will apply to all of you regardless of your zodiac sign. And I'm going to begin with Aries. Aries Sun, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon. But they're showing me some of you feeling a little bit scattered, feeling like you are trying to put stuff together. You are trying to find a direction, because I keep getting that not for all of you, this chaos, it's a bad thing, feeling scattered. For some of you, I keep getting that you are about to receive a bundle of opportunities, a bundle of choices and possibilities. Therefore, I keep getting you may feel a little bit confused because the choices are in front of you, but you don't know what opportunities to grab. Sometimes you don't know what is true and what is an illusion. So trying to also distinguish what is true, what is not true, what is an illusion, and what really has a true chance and a true shot to a real opportunity. They are showing me people dealing with their health. For some of you, even taking care of other people or visiting other people who are not doing so well. Physically, they're sick, because they're showing me a bed and trying to find time to visit this person who is ailing in some way in this bed. But I also keep getting finances. It's like your mind is spinning around like finances. I do gather that for many of you, maybe you don't have the finances that you like to have right now. But I keep getting that again, if you keep stressing over it, that's not going to help you either. How is going to help you not having money? Again, worried about money, or a lawsuit, or a court case that in some ways has to deal also with money and finances. For many of you, I keep getting that you're going to have plenty of chances and plenty of opportunities to grow your income, to grow your finances in the hard time of the next 3 months. So right now in April, you need to focus on doing or catching yourself in an error, catching yourself maybe saying something that you don't really mean on the wrong thing, and trying to fix these little things that could be popping up. For some of you, I keep getting going over paperwork. Otherwise, I keep getting going over contracts. So trying to resolve even some miscommunications, also trying to resolve some unpleasant situations. And for some of you, I keep getting that you had to deal with some situation that in some ways it kind of started to backfire, but you are trying to manage and do the best in this situation that in some ways backfired. Again, it has to deal with money, finances, work situation, or a career direction, a career choice. How you present yourself, the words you say, how you present yourself emotionally, physically, how you present yourself to other people is going to be very powerful, and is going to be very important, because you can either help yourself a lot or you can do just the opposite. So I keep getting that for many of your areas, it does feel that sometimes it's like you have to walk on thin ice, and that's how it feels sometimes. But I also keep getting that your self-esteem is about to receive a boost in some very surprising way, Just because you are going to be hearing, somebody may just be saying something randomly that is really going to affect you and is going to boost your confidence, your esteem. This could also be something that you read. This could be like a random video that you may run into, something you watch on TV. It could be compliments, but in some ways, in some surprising ways to you, it's going to feel like it's coming to you by surprise. You're going to be receiving this sudden shift and this sudden boost in your energy, especially in your self-confidence level. For some of you, I keep getting that it's like you are still training yourself in this new process. For some of you, you may still be training yourself to be a parent again or a grandparent again, training yourself into some sort of a new job position, training yourself in something new that is happening in the family, um, like the relationships and the communication between family members. Something has shifted, something is new, and many of you are trying to adjust to it. For some reason, for some of you, they are showing me family, something involving a family with paperwork, documents, a home or a property. Could also be about a lawsuit or an inheritance, but again, as a family. And there's something new, so now you have to adapt and adjust to this something new. Be careful of your breathing, because for some of you, I keep getting that your lungs need to clear out. This could be related and not related to seasonal allergies. But they are telling me that you need to pay attention to clearing your breathing, like your, unless you have bronchitis or something, but take care of clearing out your breathing passages, your lungs, your nose. They're putting a lot of emphasis there. And I keep getting that you need to trust that what you are doing is going to serve your highest purpose. If what you are doing, you feel stuck, you feel like it's not getting you in anywhere, you have to understand and realize how you can get, or how you are getting yourself stuck, because it's not serving to your highest good and to the highest purpose of your soul. And I keep getting trust, and trust in issues are bound to come forward as you are rediscovering yourself in this new journey, in this new stuff, or as you are dealing with new things. For some, I keep getting an image of water, and I keep getting, for some of you, you are thinking of crossing the water and maybe traveling or deciding to live in a different area. And there's quite some distance, because for some of you, I keep getting a little island and surrounded by water. But this could also be coming as a figure of speech, trying to create your own little island, your own little paradise. But I keep getting, for some of you, having to go through some travels that in some ways maybe were a little bit troubled. And I also keep getting, emotionally, things will start to settle and things will start to become easy. And I keep getting May and onwards, even though this is the reading for April. Sometimes they do predict, for way in advance, or they give you more predictions than just this month. Something will start to manifest in May, and you may also finalize something important, some big termination, some big ending, or some big finalization of a situation in May. You just need to prepare for it now. I hope that made sense to you, Aries. So now let's move on to Taurus. Taurus Sun, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Moon. You have been praying and working towards something to happen. But I also keep getting that in some ways, what you have been working on, this outcome of something that you have been working on, will just show up for you in a different way. And I also keep getting that, notice the timing of certain events in your life. And I also keep getting that for some of you, you may have to deal with situations that are time sensitive. So time sensitive, because I keep getting timing in a situation will mean everything. I keep getting in some ways that you are freeing yourself. You do feel free. And you have a lot. On one hand, I keep getting this sense of abundance, and I keep getting the sense that things are going right. But then there is this other part of you, the internal part, the most private part, that sometimes you feel stuck. Sometimes you feel like you have to make personal sacrifices, or you feel that you have to put other things first, other people first, before your very own personal happiness. And I keep getting this split feeling between being satisfied and being unsatisfied. But they're also telling me that you, Taurus, have the power to rise above. And I keep getting that you are going to rise above. You're going to find the courage to rise above, because I keep getting that you are going to walk away from a situation that involves a few people. And I keep getting you're not being so happy. It's not going to be a work-related situation that you are going to walk out and you are not so happy because of other people. For everybody, because for some of you, it has to deal with family and family relations. And I also keep getting that many of you are, even though you have healed from a breakup that you had in the past, for the breakup of a relationship, you have healed. However, there are other things that will come forward. Internally, you're going to feel lots of emotions, even mixed emotions. For some of you, this healing internally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically seems to be very powerful, and you could be right in the middle of it. You may not even know that everything that you are feeling, experiencing, dreaming, it actually has a meaning. I keep getting this sense of being untight. So if you feel that you are tight in some ways, or if you are stuck, I keep getting the feeling of unstucking. But seeing the real results and the real outcome of this unstucking as you move forward towards May and June for many of you, because not everybody is going to see the outcome and the results right away. I keep getting lies. I keep getting lies going around, and I keep getting a sense like you are going to catch someone either doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing, or catch them in a lie. Does that make sense to you, Taurus? It is about also you confronting somebody in some ways with proof of their lie. And this could also be in a court situation. For other ones, it's going to be in a different situation. But again, they are talking about the truth and the lies, and catching somebody doing, saying a lie, misinformation. In other words, catching something in wrongdoing. And even though you finally can prove it, or finally you can be happy about it because you have something to prove it, deep down I keep getting that your feelings are going to be conflicted regardless. I keep getting many of you have big plans about increasing your income. And I also keep getting that certain plans that you have are not exactly going to go how you predicted, even if it is like you traveling to go somewhere. And I feel that many of you need to be a little bit more open how certain things will happen and will show up for you in your life. Whether it is a relationship that you are trying to manifest, more money, an investment, a business idea, family well-being, a new home. So you just need to be more open about the different ways that these things could happen and show up for you. And I keep getting that some of you may still be dealing with some surprising bills or surprising expenses in some ways. And they're showing me a phone. And I keep getting like somebody's so mad at their phone. It's like either the phone is not working good or you're trying to change your plan, but you are so frustrated with the phone, and that's the image that you get is somebody going like ding 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 with their phone, like so frustrated. So that's what I kept getting there, and I'm also keep getting a sense that they're saying that sometimes Taurus, when you quiet your mind, you take some time to be by yourself, and you open up your heart, you are going to see that all the answers that you seek, all the solutions that you seek are already within you. You just have to listen to what your heart is telling you. And I also keep getting a new talent. A new talent comes forward. They're talking about your talents and how you can find new ways to use your talents, but also you understanding and realizing that you do have some talent that maybe you didn't give too much importance to it before. So I hope that that made sense to you, Taurus. You're going to have some unexpected things, news, information, work related that could be coming at you. And for some of you, these unexpected things could actually bring you some work and career opportunities by surprise all of a sudden. But not everybody is going to be having pleasant surprises. For some of you, really, you have to deal with things that may stress you out, and you have to work harder to achieve the result or the outcome or the solution. I keep getting something around a divorce, and I keep getting communicating back and forth with this person that you divorced. Maybe you have family together, maybe you have children together, but I keep getting important news and communication back and forth between you and somebody that maybe you either divorced already or that you are trying to divorce. You have already started some sort of a proceedings toward that. Now allow me to move on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon. So let me see what I get here for you first. I keep getting that for some of you, you feel blocked mentally. You feel like, I keep getting somebody in a driver's seat, and I keep getting like sometimes you feel stuck because you have already started this journey, but then you don't know what's the second step or what's the next step. I keep getting the opening of some businesses. For some of you, this could have been a pastry shop. For other ones, could have been your own company, YouTube videos, social media, in some ways, a book, publishing, telemarketing, running ads or working with the ad campaigns. And I keep getting that you have done so much work, but now it feels like you need to figure out what's the next step, what to do next. For some of you, you are having second thoughts around a child, whatever this means for you. Having second thoughts around a child, And for other ones is having second thoughts around a pregnancy. And I keep getting that over the course of the next 6 to 8 months, many of you, you will find a better job. You will find yourself with your work and your career in a completely different circumstance that is higher, more elevated in your work and in your career. And I also keep getting some of you will start to pay some debt back, so some old debt. You may start to pay it little by little. For many of you, the events that will transpire for the next 2 weeks are really going to be karmic. The way you feel, people you're going to meet, things that will happen. And I keep getting that karma will particularly start to influence how you make money, how you spend money. So I keep getting that for those of you who are meant to have these rewards, you are going to feel that your something is going good in terms of finances, investments, income, and you're going to feel like your luck overall is shifting and changing for the better. But yet again, I get that karma is going to be fair for everybody, and for many of you, they're talking about karmically something will transpire in your finances that seems to provide better finances for you, a good news, or simply paying an old debt. I hope that this makes sense to you. Please write to me if you are a Gemini Sun, Rising, or Moon. And I also keep getting relationships. For some of you, I keep getting this clash of opinions with somebody with whom you are in a relationship with. And I also keep getting that for some of you, you may start to resent why you got together with this person in the first place. I keep getting, please avoid any unnecessary drama, especially if you are in a relationship or married, because I keep getting some unnecessary drama. Emotions are very high, but they're also showing me a student. I keep getting a sense that some success if you will deal with teaching, courses, workshops, taking classes, a test, an exam, an examination, licenses, or simply anything that you could be reading so you can expand your knowledge, or any books that you could be reading. But the sense of also you may be granted some legal rights. You could be you could be granted, you could be receiving some news in terms of traveling abroad, immigration, and for many of you, I keep having to deal with something that is standardized, like a standard test that you have to take, or some standard procedure that you have to follow. And I keep getting the sense that for many of you, you are going to meet these criteria, or you are going to meet these standards. Even though you have to work hard for it, I keep getting that many of you will successfully meet certain criteria, or you are going to successfully meet certain standards. The next sign is after, so now we have Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon. So let me see what I have for you first. Give me one moment. I keep getting a sense that for some of you, it's about a father figure. You're trying to help a father figure in some ways. And for some of you, I keep getting healing. Healing because maybe you don't have a father figure anymore in your life. And I keep getting you are left with an emotional dilemma. You are left with an emotional dilemma. Now, these things that I mentioned could be related, but this could also be separate things, okay? Because this is a general reading. For those of you who have some sort of an emotional dilemma, I keep getting that you have been very impatient or you couldn't wait for something, and then when it transpired, when it happened, you felt a little bit heartbroken and you felt like some sort of a promise wasn't fulfilled or some sort of a promise wasn't kept. Does that make sense to you, Cancer? I keep getting again a lot of people gathered and there's talk and discussions and to help in some way this person that is physically not doing well. But I also hear that for some of you, you may receive news that their physical wealth, it's not so good or it's not so good anymore, or if it has been for a while, there's some sort of a immediate changes. It could immediately become worse or immediately become better. But for many of you, I keep getting that in some ways, you know, and you have been preparing for the worst, whatever this means for you. I keep getting a sense that some of you have questions about a business that you may have. And I keep getting that overall, if you already own a business, there's going to be improvement and the business is going to get a boost. It's not going to happen at the same time for all of you, but overall, going forward from now on, many of you are going to experience success and a boost into a business that you have. But I also keep getting a sense that feeling in some ways heartbroken because you have to deal with some situations that are karmic, are going to happen. And you're going to be feeling a little bit heartbroken, but you are going to get over it. You are going to heal because you are going to be surrounded by people who are going to help you to go through this moment. And for some of you, even going through something together as a family or going through something together with other people. This could be friends, this could be business partner, going through something together. I don't see this, whatever is transpiring, I don't see you having to do it alone in some ways. For some of you, they are showing me long distance travel that maybe wasn't possible before, but now I keep getting this like blocks will be removed one after another, and I keep getting this freedom to go as far as you want or freedom to travel as far as you want. And again, I keep getting a sense of dealing with some sort of an immigration procedure for some of you Cancerians. So again, I hope that made sense to you. The next sign is Leo. Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. So let me get a feeling first. Let me see what information I'm getting first. I keep getting that for some of you, you are preparing a little bit too soon for something. It feels like so I'm going to give you an example, the way this is coming to me. You are getting ready to be on the spotlight, to get up there on center stage and perform, but you are preparing so soon that the veil or the curtain is not lifted yet, and yet you are already prepared and trying to do things. I keep hearing that it's just not the time. It's just not the time. You will know when the time is perfect and the time is right, and your time will come. I just keep getting a sense that try not to push certain things that you cannot push. So work with the energy, give yourself a break. And I also keep getting like, it's like almost some of you are trying to push somebody. to get some answer, to get some information, trying to push somebody to do something. And I keep getting, it's just not going to work. You just have to let it be. It's just not time. You cannot push certain things. They just need time. It's like baking in the oven, and they're like, you're sticking your fork way too soon, in the cake, and the cake is not, it's not baked yet. It's still in the oven. So that's an example that they're trying to give you. I keep getting the successful completion to something. And I keep getting that this is not really going to be a surprise for you, but I keep getting the successful completion of something. And it feels like something that has been stalling, something that has been going on for a long time. Or I also keep getting some of you dealing with a trail of paperwork, a trail of evidence, a trail of witnesses and testimonies, like a paper trail. I keep getting like just like something like it's dragging, and now it's coming to a successful completion. For some of you, they're showing me like cleaning your teeth, or like for some of you, I keep getting the dentist, and I keep getting like cleaning your teeth cleaning, or like checking in with somebody just for like a general maintenance. And I'm laughing because the way this is coming to me is like, just like you would maintain your computer and you would give it a cleanup for general maintenance, you also need to do that with your body. Give your body like a general cleanup or a general checkup, just to tune it up. And I also keep getting that some of you will try to stop smoking if you are a smoker. If you are a smoker, you will try to stop smoking now. Or if this is not smoking, because this is general reading, something that you feel that is bad for you, then you are trying to go through the proper steps so you can quit. And for some of you, you may try really hard to quit eating sugars or things that are not healthy. But the smoking was the first thing that came to me. I keep getting a business endeavor, and I keep getting that you have been thinking and dwelling on this idea related to this business endeavor for a long, long, long time. And I keep getting that you may see that maybe other people had similar ideas, and you can see like it's working for other people. And I keep getting that you need to give yourself an extra push and start to put in motion this business idea. I keep getting creativity, and you are going to set your sight on something higher. You are going to set higher goals, because I keep getting you can do it. And especially if you work with clients, with the public, or especially if you work with finances, I keep getting that you need to set your sight or your goal higher, because this is where you need to be. I keep getting for some of you, there's a sense of you being underappreciated, undervalued, underused, because I keep getting that you could do so much more. You just need the opportunity. There's a situation with those of you who either have divorced or you are a single parent, but those of you who have a child with a different partner. I keep getting a sense that suddenly you may feel like children or the child is growing up too soon and too fast, and they are getting ready maybe to move out, start college, but they are getting ready to do something new. But to you, it looks like they're growing up so fast in front of your eyes. And I keep getting a sense that time is so precious. Time with them is so precious. Let me see what else I keep getting for Leo. Okay. So let me know if this makes sense to you, Leo. I keep getting applying in maybe a different department, applying in a different sector. I keep getting a lot of people who work in the healthcare field, and I keep getting applying, and I keep getting waiting now to hear back. But for some of you, I also keep getting hearing back about a loan that you have applied. Loans. I keep getting now hearing back from to hear news from loans. Loans. For some of you, I keep getting that things haven't been so easy in a relationship that you have, and you don't have, and the way this relationship is coming to me, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a marriage, but it definitely feels like a marriage. And I keep getting a sense that things have not necessarily been too easy in this relationship or in this marriage-like relationship, but they could be getting easier, because I keep getting that one of you needs to make up your mind about something. Either you have to make up your mind about something, or your partner has to make up their mind about something, because it's affecting the relationship not being so easy. Some of you Leos are going to be awarded some sort of a prize or an award, could be an award of achievement, and it's going to be later on. It could also be next year. And you need to know this because you need to have some sort of a reassurance about yourself. You need to feel like you need some sign that things, generally speaking, in your life, they're going to get better. And it is about you receiving what you feel that you deserve. So I keep getting accolades and praise. The next sign is Virgo. Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon. Okay, so let me see what I have. I just need to grab some water. Okay. I keep getting, for some of you Virgos, your sense of impatience, your sense of anxiety sometimes seems to be very high, and sometimes it feels like you have everything under control. But some of you may not necessarily be very happy with the way your boss is telling you to proceed with something, to do something. For other ones, you may not be so happy with somebody who seems to be doing this, like with their fingers, like do this, do that, or you feel a little bit like you're not in control because this other person in controlling a certain aspect. As I said, this could be a boss, this could be someone in the family. But I also keep getting that you, Virgo, seem to follow a certain idea or a certain method. And the way this is coming to me, it feels like now you need to proceed and put in motion a new way, a new method, because it's going to give you better results into attaining what you want. I keep getting like you could be postponing certain things. It feels almost as procrastinating. But I also keep getting that you are going to find the power within to push yourself not to procrastinate anymore. And for some of you, I also keep getting that maybe your goal was to move your body more, exercise more, and now you are going to get to push yourself to really work out more. For other ones, this is not about exercise, but definitely I keep getting you are going to find a way to push yourself more, to push yourself forwards, to proceed with something. Careful of something that you have said in the past, because is going to backfire. So something that you already said in the past, in some ways, is going to backfire, but then I keep getting that you are going to have a good laugh because of it. So it's not going to be as serious as you think. And forgiveness seems to be a huge part of what you need so you can feel that you can move forward. I hope that this message makes sense to you, Virgo. Please leave me a comment below. And I keep getting that nobody is perfect. And you shouldn't focus so much on unnecessary details and unnecessary aspects. Rather, choose to focus on the big picture. So try to see the big picture of things and the benefit along the way. And I keep getting, don't just think for now, a solution for now, or don't just make plans for now. I keep getting, you have to see the big picture. You have to see the future ahead of you, the long-term future. Have some of you been struggling a little bit with a payment to something? This could be a payment to a credit card, a payment to a car, payment to a home, but I keep getting struggling a little bit, not all of you, but some of you, with payments to something. And I keep getting, for some of you, you're going to be dealing with some paperwork, making phone calls and contacting a few people, because I keep getting a refinance may still be possible. And I keep getting finding a way to deal with this. For some of you, for some reason, I keep getting a new bank or dealing with a new bank. I keep getting like, that's what I keep getting. I keep getting a new bank. I hope that this makes sense to you. A matter that seems to be pressing. It seems like you need this now, or it needs to happen now. Could be like time sensitive, date sensitive. I don't feel that it's going to press you anymore. There's a certain sense of easing up. Because the way it came to me is like, felt a little bit overwhelmed, stuck, and it feels like down internally, emotionally. And it feels like not anymore, or it won't weigh you down anymore. It won't be a pressing issue anymore. I also keep getting an ex coming around and trying to make contact with you, but maybe they don't know how, because I don't feel that you have heard from this ex yet, but there's something around an ex circling around you, Virgo. You may hear about it later, much later on, but there's something around an ex around you. Libra Sun, Libra Rising, and Libra Moon. And immediately I kept getting an image of a wedding. So that was the first image that I got, the image of a wedding. Let me see what else. For some of you, maybe you felt that your relationship wasn't working out the way you pictured it. But I keep getting that for some of you, you are going to find a common language between you and your partner. And when you do, these little disagreements, they're going to feel so minor. They're going to feel so silly, because I keep getting in the larger picture of things, your relationship seems to be healthy, strong, and still going and moving forward. For some Libras, they're sending me a feeling that some of you feel like maybe you are stuck in this apartment that you don't like anymore, or in this home, or you are stuck in certain living arrangements. And I also keep getting a sense that you are going to try to free yourself from any burdens that you may have. And the way the majority of this burden has to deal with the living arrangement, the home. I keep getting a sense like enough is enough, and you are just going to do your thing anyway because you just had it. Enough is enough. Does that mean anything to you? Does that make sense, Libra? Do we have any Libras right now? Live, maybe you can type for me. Let me know what this is. Okay. You are very soon going to collect what you have been working on. And I keep getting for some of you, I keep getting emotionally and through a relationship. So they don't have to necessarily be connected. Emotionally and through a relationship, you are going to see some big manifestation, something that you are praying for, you are trying to manifest. It will manifest for you as an emotional abundance, and for some of you, it will manifest through a relationship. And I keep getting a sense of growing, a certain sense of growth, a certain sense of abundance, a certain sense of you expanding and having more freedom, more choices. I feel like you're going to be like a magnet for new opportunities and new things. It's like everywhere you go, you just attract people like a magnet, attract money like a magnet, attract clients like a magnet. If you're interested in guys, like attracting guys like a magnet, attracting opportunities like a magnet. But I keep getting it's like everywhere you go, you seem to, not go unnoticed. You won't go unnoticed. So I'm going to leave it at that. You won't go unnoticed. Oh, there's a contract. They're showing me a contract. And I keep getting for some of you, this contract will feel like the second time around or like a second chance. They're showing me a contract. So that I hope that this makes sense to you. So some sort of an agreement, a contract, an agreement. And for some reason, they're talking about a grandmother figure. And it feels like some of you may need some advice, or you may need to talk and consult a grandmother. Or simply you may just need you may just need to be around your grandmother, because this is what is shown. And I keep getting her presence being very soothing for some of you, and also doing something spiritual. For some of you Libras, you may get a reading, you may learn numerology, you may try to find the meaning of a dream. I keep getting like researching something that has to deal with astrology. I keep getting an interest in something, like getting more curious about some sort of an exoteric matter and trying to find answers spiritually or in an exoteric matter. It's like almost the beginning of some sort of a healing, recovery, spiritual awakening, spiritual journey in front of you. And I also keep getting for some of you, you really need to trust the luck in your stars, because not only you get to make your own luck, but there's also those events that nobody can control. They just happened. And you have to understand that you need to be more open. You need to give the universe something to go by. So be very precise about the things that you want to pray, you want to manifest, you're doing mantras about. The clearer you are in your mind, the more the universe will help you to manifest. I keep getting manifestation, especially when it comes to your income and money, especially towards that. I also keep getting a sense that I keep getting the sense of a little sister in the family. So for some of you, I keep getting a little boy, and I keep getting now a little sister is coming. I hope that that made sense to you. The next sign is Scorpio. So let me see what we have for Scorpio. Feeling a little bit biased. Feeling, again, this feeling of sometimes you feel like you are dealing with people who maybe either they're not mentally stable or emotionally stable, or they don't know what they're doing, and you feel like you have to fix things, you have to address complaints, but it does feel like seeing and noticing how other people are doing certain things, because it does feel like other people are making mistakes, but in some ways they want to blame it on you, even though you have nothing to do with it. It feels okay. Someone calls you because they're very upset about something and they just need to talk. And I keep getting, all you do is like give advice to other people, try to listen and be a good listener. And I feel like when you have enough, you have enough. And when you have enough, you have enough. And you may just decide to like do something, like go out, do something, not just deal with anyone or anything for a change, even if it is for a couple of hours, or even if it is about a only one day. I keep getting that something has been already terminated, but now you have to maybe do some paperwork about, or a decision about terminating something has already made. Now you just have to make it official. For some of you, this is a work-related situation. You just have to make it official. And I also keep getting that some of you are picking up the very last paycheck, whatever this means for you. Picking up the very last paycheck, because I see that you are about to enter in a new building with a new desk, in a new department, in a new job. I also keep getting that. I keep getting somebody being a little bit accusatory toward you, but you are just not going to let this person or this situation tear you down, put you down. I feel like you're going to know how to address this person or this situation, because sometimes you feel like you don't know what people are saying, or why you seem to always be in these kind of situations. And they are showing me a talisman, or some of you maybe stones, or I keep getting like a talisman or something that you feel seems to be protective for you. It feels like this is not you, this is something that you used to do before, and now you may decide to go back to that. So if you use crystals or stones for healing, you may go back to that. If you had like a particular necklace or jewelry that you used to wear because it was meaningful to you, or it was healing, you may go back to that. If you did Reiki, you may go back to that. If you did yoga, you may go back to that. But you are going to go back to do something that in the past has been very, very useful to you, and it will be useful again. And I also keep getting ready to begin with some sort of a new chapter, a new program, a new job, a new business endeavor, maybe a new service for those of you who offer services, or a new product. For some reason, I keep getting taxes. I hear taxes. But I also keep getting communicating with some of your old co-workers and some people that maybe you haven't seen in a while, and surprisingly, finding or running people that maybe you haven't seen in a long time. Please be careful around anything that you feel that is private, any inventions that you may be working on, any new ideas. Please be very protective toward your intellectual property, your property, money, forgetting things being stolen from you. So please be very careful around that. And also around passwords to emails, passwords to different accounts. So please be a little bit more aware of that, because I keep getting some of you will regret not doing that before. Okay. They're showing me eyes, and they're showing me a person being blindfolded because this person had some sort of an eye procedure, could be an eye examination, could be an eye surgery, but they're showing me again eyes and how eyes are healing from some procedure. So that's what I keep getting for Scorpio. I keep getting tendonitis, headaches that are now getting lighter and are getting better, and a general sense of better well-being, like your body being more informed and in shape, your energy level being better. I keep getting like now you can feel like you are rolling, and now you can feel like things are proceeding, and now you are feeling like you are embracing something new. So it feels like you're leaving the old energy behind. You're leaving the old energy behind. And I also keep getting the karmic connections that you have with different people. You are going to interact with different people. And these different people that for many of you are going to be new, I keep getting you are going to have a karmic connection. This could be new acquaintances, this could be new people in different situations, but I keep getting this soul to soul connection because you know these people from a different lifetime, and you can tell there's something about this interaction with new people that you will know what I'm talking about when you meet these people. And a college acceptance letter and resumes, sending out like applications to different colleges and stuff. And I keep getting for some of you, you may start to hear back from different colleges or different programs that you applied for. I hope that that made sense to you, Scorpio. Now I'm going to move to Sagittarius, I believe is next. Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, and Sagittarius Moon. You have shed a few tears in the past, but now it will get better. There's an improvement to your health, particularly if you are dealing with fertility or pregnancy or post-pregnancy. There's some sort of an improvement. However, I keep getting stomach troubles here and there. Okay, give me one moment here. I need to tune in better. What's in the past is in the past. Some of you need to leave the past alone, and you need to focus on what's in front of you right now, and you need to focus on your future. You need to not be so influenced by things of the past. I hear the word paternity test for some of you, but I also hear new job interviews, or you being called to do some sort of an interview, could be a job interview. A proposal is still pending. It doesn't feel like you're going to know or you're going to hear about it just yet, but I hear a proposal is pending. You may not necessarily find all of the peace this month, but you are definitely going to put some matters to rest. You're going to find peace about some matters. Not all of them, but definitely about some of them. And I keep getting that you are going to be moving in the 6 months hard time, but I also see other Sagittarians buying new furniture. I keep getting some of you doing some major construction and major renovation. I keep getting a new fridge for some of you, or something's going on with the fridge, because I keep getting some of you are looking and are researching either online about some sort of new appliances, and to me it looks like a fridge. And moving away, or not dealing well with cold weather. I keep getting like the weather, like trying to move away from the cold weather, because some of you is like you're just tired of it, or you can't take it anymore. If that means anything to you, you're going to be hearing about somebody's pregnancy, or somebody is having a baby. But I also keep getting some good news in regards to a child, that you may have. So some good news in regards to a child, or some good news in regards to children. And you are also going to receive some news from very far. For some of you, it feels like you're going to receive some news from the other side of the continent, or from the other side of the town, the other side of the state or the country that you live in. You're going to receive this news from like someplace very far. I keep getting, you may be called in some way to two people are going to have a dispute, or maybe they already did, and you may be called in some ways to back up somebody's story, or you may be called to testify on somebody's behalf on some ways. There's going to be people who are going to ask you about it. I hope that this made sense to you, Sagittarius. For some reason, I keep getting some of you will take cold showers. Does that make sense to anybody? I never got this message before. So cold showers. Okay. For some of you, I keep getting the image of dealing with a CEO, a president to a company, like the principal to a school. I keep getting dealing with people of importance, like the CEO, the headmistress or the headmaster to a school, the president to a university, a CEO to a company, dealing with people of importance in some way. So it's not just limited to these people. Okay, now I'm going to move on to Capricorn. I hope that made sense for you, Sagittarius. So Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon. Let me see what we have for you. You have been trying so hard, but yet you don't seem to be pleased, or certain things are just not, they don't feel right, or they're just not going the way you want it to. And there's a sense that you may have to redo some things. You may have to start doing them from the beginning again. Does that make sense to you, Capricorn? There's some sort of a wedding proposal, or I'm going to say there's some sort of a proposal that is lingering around you. And some of you are hesitating whether to take it or not, whether to jump on the opportunity or not. But you may also be taking a little bit too long to think about it. But definitely there's something being presented to you. And now you are puzzled. Should you take it, not take it? Should you accept, not accept? Should you jump on this opportunity? And there's like, what should I do? What should I do? And not being able to decide what or to decide when. They're showing me like feeling backstabbed or feeling like somebody's doing something behind your back. And it feels like, you know what, I'm just used to it by now. I'm just used to not expecting too much from people because I always, or this particular person, because I always end up here in the same place. But I keep getting that this time around, you are going to flip the coin. And it does feel like now you are in charge. And I simply keep getting that you are not going to care about nobody's opinion anymore. And you're just going to decide on something and you're like, you are either on board with me or you're not. I'm just going, do my thing anyway. I keep getting vacation rentals. Or preparing for the summer or the vacation, because I keep getting vacation rentals, trying to make a plan, attending symposiums, conferences, fairs, psychic fairs, cultural events, meeting up with friends, maybe that you haven't met in a long time. I keep feeling like you're just trying to break away from your ordinary routine and trying to do new things. So I keep getting like trying to do things that are not, that to you, they don't feel so mundane, so ordinary, trying to do something new. But also for some of you, I keep hearing trying to break your silence. You are not going to be silent anymore. You are not going to be silent any longer. And I also keep getting that somebody is questioning their marriage or somebody is questioning their relationship. But for some reason, I keep getting some of you putting some sort of an ultimatum, like either you're on board with me or you're not. I'm just going to do my own thing. I just keep getting at some point you're just going to decide not to care so much anymore, and it's all going to be about you and what you want to do finally for a change. Please be careful with money, with people who borrowed money from you in the past. And I keep getting somebody maybe asking for you so they can borrow money from you, or maybe they may be asking you of a favor. I keep getting that not everybody is going to be able to help them financially or to do this favor for them. So don't take on to more than you can handle. So generally speaking, not only in this case, but generally speaking for your Capricorn, it's very important that you remember not to take on more than you can handle in every situation, because some of you, I keep getting a sense that you're going to be not just tired, but like overly tired, overly working yourself. And I keep getting new hair. I keep getting like hair treatments, doing some treatments to the scalp. I keep getting like constantly an image of somebody in like a cap, because I don't know, they're doing something to their hair. So that's the image that I keep getting there. I hope that that made sense to you. So now next sign is Aquarius. Let me see what I have for you, Aquarius. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon. You have these new ideas. but you keep waiting for the right time or the right opportunity. And I keep getting that there's never the right time or the right opportunity. So for some of you, it feels like the right time is when you decide that is the right time. Some of you are going to fully and launch into some sort of a new career. Um, For other ones, I keep getting that you are in some ways, not that you are going to plan for it, but in some ways, in your career, it will take you in a very particular direction, still within the same career, but in some ways new, in a new direction. Your thoughts need to change because I keep getting how you process your thoughts, your beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, what you believe that is right and wrong, what you believe that you should do. That will completely change and transform. And I also keep getting a lot of you will put a lot of energy into bettering your health, boosting your physical energy, working out. For other ones, I keep getting that you are going to put all of your energy and your attention into a book that you are writing. For other ones, you're just going to decide to put and channel all of that energy into a relationship. For other ones, you may just focus on just how can I make more money? How can I get myself out of debt? But definitely, I keep getting many of you using all of your knowledge, your skill, your time, your abilities, your energy into something very, very particular. And I keep getting that little love notes. I don't know what that means. They're showing me little love notes, like all around from like different people or from different partners. I don't know what this is, but I keep getting a sense that something has shifted, something has changed. Especially if you haven't dated in a long time, it feels like now things have changed, things have shifted, because I keep getting these little love notes all around you that people are sending to you. And for some of you, it feels like, especially if you are spiritual, I keep getting um, the accession of a master from the spiritual world, and you now working with an ascended master, you working with a higher frequency, a higher energy, and you are going to feel that change. For other ones who don't necessarily do spiritual work or are interested in exoteric matters yourself, you are going to feel this higher energy and higher vibration in other ways and in different forms. But you are now going to begin, and this is only the beginning. Everybody's going to have their own timing. Some people are going to feel it right away. Some people are going to feel it later on. But you are definitely now flipping and changing the energy. You are now tuning into a much higher energy and frequency. And I keep getting that a lot of your ancestors will come to visit you in your dreams. Remember that your ancestors are not only parents and grandparents and other relatives that have passed away. Your ancestors are people that belong in your spiritual family with whom you have been together in other different lifetimes, and you don't necessarily know them from this lifetime. And many of these spirits, many of these ancestors will try to connect with you. They will send you some message in one way, shape, or form. This could be during a reading, or this could be a book that suddenly you seem to find, or a magazine that you seem to find in your dreams, during dreams. Pay attention to your dreams for some of you, because I keep getting that all of you Aquarians are going to receive some messages in different ways. Or it could be that one song that keeps playing and playing, or suddenly in your mind there is that song that keeps playing in your mind. Some of you will just decide to put an end to your suffering because you are going to take a stand to something. You may decide to end something, you may decide to take action, you may decide to quit, you may decide to break free from a situation, but I keep getting that you are going to be doing these things because you are going to put an end to your suffering. I keep getting communicating with a lawyer's office, an attorney's office. I keep getting in regards to some legal questions, legal matters, not necessarily anything big, could just be like some information, could be about a license, could be about a certificate, could be like something minor like that, but I keep getting communication, and some of you are getting ready. You are getting, all the things that you need to do in order because you are getting ready to start this big process. And for some of you, this big process could be about moving abroad, opening a company, furthering your education, starting some sort of a spiritual retreat or a spiritual journey. So you are getting ready for this big process that seems to be very important because it's going to make your life better. Relationships, I don't get necessarily some huge shift or some big shift, particularly in relationships. But what I keep getting, however, whether you are married, in a relationship or not, I keep getting that people won't care. And you are still going to feel like people want to know. They won't care much whether you are free, available or not, because I keep getting like, they're just going to find you charming and attractive. For some of you, I don't know, but they're telling me like you're going to gain height, which logically doesn't make sense. How does somebody gain height? But this is coming from the Akashic Records, so you will know. If that message pertains to you, you will know what it means. So I keep getting you are going to gain height. I keep getting speaking foreign languages, or I keep getting foreign. Whatever this means for you. And again, I keep getting lots of exercising, lots of training, lots of running, lots of dancing. For some of you, Aquarian. And a reminder, some of you really need to focus and remind yourself that you really need to start that book, or you really need to put something in writing. Don't just have it in your mind. You really need to start to put something in writing, or start to put something in a recording. I hope that made sense to you. And now Pisceans. Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, and Pisces Moon. You have been misunderstood for a long time. Sometimes you feel like things start to get better. And finally, you seem to have this easy flow about the communication between you and other people, especially between you and your family and relatives. However, you again seem to go in this cycle again, in this circle again, when everything that you say has a tendency to backfire, or people use that information in a different way. This time around, I keep getting that you are going to stand your ground and you are going to take your power back, because you know that deep down there is some truth to that information, whatever this information is. For some of you, you will be granted a new passport. I also keep getting a new, a new seal in a passport, whatever that means for you. I keep getting graduation and feeling happy about that. There's some sort of success because a course of studies coming to an ending, or it could also be in regards to a graduation. And I also keep getting some of you will begin some sort of a metaphysical related business or a spiritual based business. Could be massage, could be Reiki, could be astrology, could be stones, could be readings, could be angel readings. But I keep getting, for some of you, this is the beginning of some sort of a spiritual metaphysical business that you are going to create from the ground up. I keep getting someone who is a higher up in your job, if you are working, wanting to speak to you one to one. And I feel that whatever they will tell you will be very useful to you. So this could be a boss, this could be a manager, but they want to talk to you individually, privately. And I keep getting whatever this conversation will be about, you're going to find it very useful. I also keep getting changing of your title. So you may have a title for your work. You may have a title in other ways, but I keep getting the upgrading and the changing of this title. And for some of you, I also keep getting the changing the name of a business, the name of a company. Um, if you are working on a book or on a video, maybe there's a title there and you are going to be changing the title. And for many of you, I keep getting like completely wiping clean your slate, wiping clean everything from the past and beginning new and beginning fresh. I keep getting, do not make the same mistake. Do not allow the same person to come back in your life, because I keep getting that every time they come back to you, they have a tendency to lie again, or things start to go wrong again. And I keep getting that some of you really need to protect yourself emotionally. Don't get together, or don't allow this person back in your life again, because they haven't changed. Nothing has changed. So this person being in your life in some ways, it's still going to give you the same result because nothing has changed. They are advising you to take a little bit more like being on the spotlight, being on the center of attention. Put yourself in situations where grab that opportunity. Don't wait for the opportunity to arrive. So start a YouTube channel, make videos. If you are a performer, start looking for your own venues when you can perform. Don't wait for other people to bring you opportunities. For some of you, I keep getting that these are opportunities that you might as well create for yourself. You don't have to have anybody else and hoping that somebody's going to create this opportunity for you. For some of you, I can get it, just create it for yourself. And it just doesn't have to be, these are just examples. It doesn't have to be about performing or a business. It could be anything. So just grab the opportunity, make that happen. Do it yourself or do it on your own. I keep getting some sort of a beautifying process. Could be cosmetic, could be plastic surgery, could be like hip implants or knees. For some reason, they're showing me hips. And they are showing me that I also keep getting some process legally has to go through again, or maybe you went through this legal process once again, you're familiar with it, and now it has to happen again for whatever reason. This could also be some of you involved into some sort of a lawsuit that now is moving on to the next stage, whatever the next stage of this lawsuit needs to be. And I keep getting some of you making profit out of something that you didn't really think that you are going to make profit. It could be very suddenly and very unexpectedly making profit out of something that you did not expect to. So now I'm going to let me see if the records want to tell me more information about all the signs of the zodiac right now. I keep getting that for many of you, regardless of your zodiac sign, so these messages are for everybody. March, April, and May are meant to bring many new beginnings for many people. And it is very important that whatever you are trying to manifest to be very clear and very precise. And I keep getting that this will serve for many people who maybe they didn't believe in predictions anymore, or they weren't spiritual, or they didn't have an understanding about spiritual and esoteric matters. This is going to be a new beginning for these type of situations. You may get a reading for the first time. You may decide to do something spiritual yourself for the first time, but it's going to be the time of these beginners beginning something new, first time doing something spiritual. And I also keep getting that there's going to be a lot of financial plans, changes into finances and income for many, many people. Many people are going to witness changes into their financial situation. And to you, it's going to feel like your boss is kicking you out in the butt, so to speak. Pardon for the expression. Or like the circumstances like pushing you away, because for some of you, you are just not meant to be in that job anymore. You just need to do something something else. So all of you are going to have some indication that this is exactly what you need to do, where you need to be. You're going to feel that energy there. You're going to feel like things are not going so smooth or easy. Or you could get that confirmation that everything that you are doing, you are in the right direction. Just because certain things went wrong doesn't mean that you have to give up. Each and every one of you is going to have some sort of a personal indication that makes sense to you and to you alone, whether you are doing the right thing, you are in the right place with your life right now, or not. Financial affairs are going to be affecting everybody in a global level, not only in a personal level, but in a global level. And I also keep getting extreme big shifts in relationships, because I keep getting this crossing over of what different people, different cultures, different countries consider to be like these people belong to different castes, to different society groups, and they can't marry. So I keep getting this crossing over, like it's like everybody's going to find the courage to pursue their love, regardless of what the society is dictating to them, or regardless of what is expected of them to do. And I keep getting expect to see around you more and more marriages where people are from different countries, different races, different religions. So people following their heart more and more. But I also keep getting inner conflict. Inner conflict for each and every one of you is going to be at all times very high. You are always going to have some sort of a big dilemma within you, or inner turmoil. And I also keep getting lots and lots of people are going to decide to further their education. They may decide to go back to school, finish their master's, their PhD, or finish up their studies. So a lot of people are going to decide to, like, suddenly out of nowhere continue their studies. And there's going to be a ban. Different countries, particular countries, are going to ban other countries from traveling to these countries, and this could affect quite a few people globally. So there's going to be some weird things that are not necessarily going to allow all of the people to freely travel in certain countries, because I keep getting not only United States, but also other countries are now going to put some ban in travel to these countries. Egypt is going to be one of them. There's going to be another ban to travel in Egypt. So this is what I keep getting. There's something around China, but China will be very much talked a lot more in the news because there's going to be some ban, some weird ban, not necessarily traveling, but some political thing going on in China as well. They are showing me India for some reason inside the country, not necessarily between India and other countries, but inside the country is going to politically a situation is going to get more difficult and more dilemma and more conflict. Um, and weather changes. Lots of weather changes, or drastically weather is going to change, and more people will choose to either create their own business or to create some sort of a job for themselves. So more and more people will push themselves to be either self-employed or to be their own boss. So what else do I get? I keep getting people with depression. Even you may be the happiest person in the world, doesn't mean that you don't have some feelings of depression. There's going to be a lot more emphasis in healing these kind of feelings globally, but also at a more personal, individual level. And I keep getting the value of money that is going to change in different countries. The value of money is going to change, and that is going to either create opportunities or take away opportunities depending on the situation. And that's what I have for you at this time. So that was for all of you, and not necessarily that you will see this happen in April, but you are going to see these events unfolding from April and on. So now I'm going to say the closing prayer. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the Lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all the knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. Okay, so that was all I had for you for tonight. I hope that made sense to you. Leave me a comment down below. If you are not here for the live streaming, you get to listen to the recording of it because I will be posting this on YouTube very shortly. And if you'd like to have your very own private consultation, please email me at amalightworker@gmail.com, or you may contact me through my website, amalightworker.com, and all of that information is down here below. And I also linked the Vimeo video where I talk more about predictions for each and every sign of the zodiac for those of you who are interested. Thank you again so much. Have a good night. And have a nice week ahead. I will see you soon in the next streaming. Bye-bye.